Hello and welcome to your Module 4 assignment. This time we'll be looking at the book Stiff and Concepts of Genre. So I'll read this verbatim here for you and we'll go through step by step together. So far this semester we have talked about fiction, poetry, and soon drama. However, Stiff, The Curious Lives of Human Cadavers doesn't fit into any of these genres. In some ways, it loosely fits within fiction because in places there is conjecture or speculation. However, it is technically a nonfiction work. Plus, it tells multiple stories rather than a single plot line. As such, this text requires further consideration. This assignment will ask you to look at both the content of the text and the genre. Using evidence from the text, please answer the following questions. Read this assignment thoroughly. The grading policies and rubrics are below. So the questions are here, and we'll look at these one at a time. Number one, though this book is made of separate stories, how do they work together to create a single unifying idea? What is that idea? So this question is asking us then to explore how these separate narratives in the text work together to create one whole book about a single topic. And now there might be varying themes that you might discover, but essentially they're working together to create a single piece of literature. So what is that idea and how do they work together? Number two, this text is also intended to be funny. However, literature and humor is tricky. In what ways does the author create humor? And just as a side note, some of my students are like, hey, I don't think this is funny at all. That's okay too, right? If you don't think it's funny, that is something to discuss. Sometimes what we can talk about with literature is what isn't there or what's intended to be but isn't, and so on. And number three, based upon your experience with this book, what are the essential elements for the nonfiction genre? And by this, what I'm asking you is, what do you think are the necessary components that make something a piece of nonfiction? Sure, it has to be true, but that's not just what makes nonfiction all the time. So what are the qualities that you think make a piece of nonfiction? The expectations here: all questions must be answered in at least 150 words per question. Each answer must have at least one, oops, a little typo there, sorry about that, I'll fix that, one supporting quote from the text. Answers must be thoughtful and formally articulated, and students should be familiar with the below rubric, and the rubric is down here. Before we get into the rubric, though, please note this important section that to please answer your questions in a minimum of 150 words per question and type your content directly into the content editor. This will familiarize you with the content editor function before you have to use it for your final paper. So to do that, you'll click Module 4 assignment, and that will take you, pardon me, to this screen. To enter your content into the content editor, you'll click Write Submission, and then you can type your answer here. Now, you can type it here if you'd like. Personally, I don't like to type my content directly into Blackboard because it's a little glitchy. So I encourage you to type it up in a Word document or something like that, and then from there, you can copy and paste it into this assignment submission. When you're done, you'll hit Submit, and that's it. And so the reason I'm having you do this is because you will be required to copy and paste your final essay into the content editor, and it's nice to just go ahead and figure out how to use it now before it matters a whole lot more. And the grading rubric here, 50 points, pass, fail. So you do it and you do it well, you pass. You don't do it or you don't do it well, you don't pass. All questions must be addressed. Answers to questions must be at least 150 words each. Each answer has at least one supporting quote. So this is something I'm always talking about. Anytime you make a claim about a piece of literature, it has to be supported with evidence from the text. It's not enough just to say something is true. You have to prove it. And I'll be looking for this meticulously in your essays, your final essays. So it's good to get in the habit of doing that now. And then all answers should be thoughtful and formally articulated. So this is your Module 4 assignment. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your module and have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye.